I have this. So this is my theory. Finally. Okay. I think what they should do is everyone's running a 3-hour run on a looped course, whether it be 2 miles, 4 miles, 5Ks, whatever you want, right? One, it will be spectator friendly. So it'll be similar to what Eliud Kipchoge did in Breaking 2 and when the Ineos 159. So spectator friendly. So your friends and family can actually see you multiple times and cheer you on. You get used to the course. So those loops actually are really good, especially as you get tired. That's the point there. That's the point there. Your pacing gets better. You get into more of a flow. And then it's just basically, 3 hours like stop. And, they got you on some sort of every time you cross the line, it's, it's some sort of, a sensor or sort of thing. So you can't cheat it. You then have a chip or whatever as like a double kind of like a failure redundancy. And it's like, stop. All right, 3 hours where you at? And then it's like, cool, I did 50 Ks or, I'm sure the pros will be doing 50, 52 Ks. And then amateur will be 30 Ks. And it's like, that then is your ranking. So how much distance, how fast did you run in the distance? So how fast did you run and then how far did you run? So I think, can that be done? Probably not, but it actually can be because marathons, the problem with marathons is the courses. They're very, you have to get the police, you have to do the road closures. Yep. So having a closed loop for 5Ks, I don't know, maybe sponsors, if you want to get on board and help me out, this might be something I'll do in the next 10 years. But sorry, I know you're trying to get to your point. I am not against running far in the future though. So I will, when I turn 50, I do have plans to run a 50-kilometer race. It's not a 50-mile, 50-kilometer race. And that is it. I'm not doing 100 Ks. I'm not graduating up, at least right now. I don't, unless I'm a beast in the 50 and I naturally just like crush the 50, which I don't think I will be because I have fast twitch muscles. But unless I love this. This is amazing. This is my calling, is to be out in the woods for 10 hours, 15 hours. But I will run further. I'll start running more marathons in the next few years. But right now I'm just focused on the 5K. What were you going to say? Sorry about that.
Well, as you were explaining that hypothetical situation, and I can't remember what it's called, but this event does exist. And you got to ask yourself, all right, if you were doing this loop and there's got to be some element of time involved, but you're doing the loop and at the end of the loop, we're going to start the next one. Let's give everybody an hour, right, to do this loop. Now, the faster you run the loop, the more time you have back at the station to refresh and do this and that.
So it's like an on. It's like, the swim sets when you do the on. So you do 100 meters on 2. So whatever time, like if you finish in a minute 20, you have 40 seconds rest. If you finish in a minute 40, you have only 20 seconds rest. I do that for my 400s too. So it's on 2 minutes. Yes, exactly. It's on. Yeah.
So then you think to yourself, if you just busted it, is the remaining time that you have, is that enough to recover because you ran so fast?
So there's a strategy to it.
Or would you rather take more of your time and still be fresh, like you maybe just have a 5-minute recovery to get a splash and this and that, but I'm actually not that tired because I didn't kill myself. Now let's ask ourselves, tortoise in the hare, who's actually going to survive? It's going to be the tortoise almost every time, right? Because it
depends on your genetic makeup. Because and this is where I realized, I started doing more speed sessions, but more volume. So let's say I need to do 5 kilometers over the course of a race. A training session, right? You can split that in different ways. So someone like you might want to do 3 1-mile intervals, right? Mm-hmm. With a little bit more rest, okay? I'll then go, you know what? I'll do 8 600-meter intervals or, whatever the equal number is. And I'll have less rest in between. But because I have, and this has been science proven, and I've started experimenting on myself and realizing it actually works, I enjoy it more. I don't burn out as fast. And it's just like, it actually is training me to work on my strengths. Whereas if you were to sprint out and do 600s at a faster pace, you'd be like, all right, a lot of people with slow twitch muscles that don't like sprinting, they're like, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. And it was one pro runner, he said it. He goes, he had to do 400. He goes, I would take doing 1,000s and 2,000 repeats any day over speed work. I said, ew. I was like, dude, I'd take 400 and 600s any day over doing 1 mile and 2K speed. So it's a mentality. And if you enjoy doing it, you'll then do it more. So that creates, and Absolutely. Then you'll get better at it. But you're actually getting the same amount of work because we all end up at 5Ks worth of work at the end of the day. It's just you're doing that work in a certain way and you're doing more of it in the way you want to do. So again, if you pace, I would probably pace with more rest because that actually works better for me. So to say that the tortoise would win every time, it depends. There's more slow twitch muscle people that do endurance sports because it's made for, like, you don't get a 100-meter person doing a marathon. Like,
it is.
Usain Bolt ain't doing a marathon anytime soon, you know?
Yeah, and depending on what your goals are, you know, you can definitely flip either way, right? There are no right or wrong answers, but in response to all the PBs are measured in time, which then means you need to go faster, right? All the experiences are measured in distance, because when you hear about the race across America, well, that's a far thing. If you want to talk about swimming the English Canal, that's a far thing. Like, we're trying to go far. And that becomes like, yes, setting this PB, that number is impressive. But saying that, you know what, I went from Canada to Mexico, also super impressive. You know, it might have taken me a week, but my 2 legs got me across this incredible distance. But what do y'all think? There are no right or wrong answers. Let us know down in the comments. We will be hanging out. We will be responding to these because we want to keep the conversation going. We want to see if you're this, if you're that, if you're Mac, if you're PC. And, you know, we just want to keep the engagement going. Thank you so much for checking this one out. If you've enjoyed it, you know what you got to do to help us out. Like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Check out some of the other videos we've done in this series. And until next time, it's been real.
Peace.